Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mancave101. I am your host, Abel, alongside of me tonight. Hey, Aaron, what up, man in the chair?
Good evening.
Deep in the heart of Texas, Wendeezy, how are we doing?
Good evening.
Good evening. Live from the Man Cave, Leo. What's up in the dark dungeon?
You rang.
You rang. Dun-na-na-na, big chase. Dun-na-na-na, big chase. What up, dude?
Oh, let's get it on.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering what that thing is bumping in the night, he's incognito for the evening. Week on it Comics. Charles, how are we doing tonight?
What's going on? Welcome.
Nice.
Fright night, guys.
Fright night. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know already, this is the Mancave101 Podcast, where we talk about all things nerdy, TV, movies, comics, etc., etc. If you are not already, like, comment, and subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. With that being said, we have a special one for you today. We are reviewing Werewolf by Night, and we are all pleasantly surprised, if I do not say so myself. What do you guys think? Just jump in there, man, because this was wild.
Go ahead, Charles. You started this thing.
Look, I will say this. I'll say this. Easily, the best hour of Marvel I've watched in quite some time.
Yep, hell yeah.
I mean, until November. So
yeah,
just put that in perspective, right?
I loved how different this was from anything we've gotten on Disney Plus. Period.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
This is getting to that point that it's like they took their time with this.
Yep.
And they got this shit right.
Mm-hmm.
They got this shit completely right. Even with the defaults on the film when it's playing, and you can see the little circles and the little pieces of hair and shit. You can see it in the movie. I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this is they did a great job. Yeah, and especially with Elsa Bloodstone.
Ooh, she looking like a whole snack.
And then can we talk about how Elsa Bloodstone put an arrow through my man's head? And
for real.
Yeah, she shot that shit, got him right in the fucking dome. I was like, hey, yo, she's a badass.
She is a badass, man. And when it went to color, I was like, oh yeah. Hello, Elsa. How are you doing today?
Even when they did when we first got the first look of Man-Thing.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You mean when he collapsed dude's head?
Yeah. That, you know me and gratuitous violence. Anything with gratuitous violence, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, agreed.
But everybody got to realize this character is from 1971.
Mm-hmm.
He was a fucking Roy Thomas creation, and let's see, 4 other people: Roy Thomas, Steve Gerber, Gary Conway, and Gary Morrow. So, and he's also a part of the Midnight Suns. And he's also a part of the Strange Academy, Earth 616.
That's nice. I mean, this is like a great little segue into Midnight Suns, wherever the hell we do get it, because all three, like Elsa, him, and Werewolf, are all involved. So they're going to be using them.
I want to hear what Charles has to say, because this is right up his alley.
Oh, this is like,
come on, man, you got to give us something. What'd you think?
Come on, Charles, speak on it.
Well, I'll tell you this. First off, I have to say, I really appreciate what they did. They did a lot of things right. First off, recapturing the whole elements of the horror back in the 70s and 60s. I love the way that they had the presentation, even the music, the score, even using the shadows when he turns to the werewolf was very, of that time. When they used to have Dracula turn into the bat, you would just see the shadow of him just reforming because they didn't have the special effects back then. So I love that they used that. I agree with you guys. Elsa kicked behind that. I mean, the fight sequences, the overall sword play, everything was just on point. Man-Thing looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He looked amazing. I was
he looked huge. He was so big. I was like,
comic book accurate. Man-Thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
and when they
Fucking
turned it
yes.
back into color too, and you saw him in color, he looked even better in color.
What?
What the hell?
Okay,
Yes.
but we're not gonna talk about the fact that they called him Ted, though. We're gonna talk.
Yeah,
Like,
because
I mean,
Ted,
that's a-
That is his
everybody
name.
needs-
That is his name.
no, it's just funny because he's like, he's like Ted. He's like,
it's like
Yeah.
when you walking in the street and somebody calls you from your name from your childhood. You're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know?
The part where he comes in and she's like, oh, he went that way, and he's like, thank you.
Oh, you mean the part where he collapsed down from the ceiling and also
burned her head off?
burned her too?
He threw her like 25 feet.
Right, threw her 25 feet. Yeah, like what are we talking about?
That
Yo,
was
when
violent.
So I gotta
Werewolf
say
by
this.
Night, when the Werewolf by Night had that chick's arm in that cage,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yes,
Yeah.
yes. They did a super close up on her face. I forgot who the name of that actress is. I had it down, but she sold that. She sold that to the complete factor of holy shit, this motherfucker is ripping her arm off, and you don't see nothing about it. You just see her screaming in pain and shit. I was like, oh shit, this is really old school. Okay,
and dude,
That's how they-
the whole
go ahead.
fights, the whole fight scene with like just the blood coming on the screen as he's freaking just ripping through everyone. That was amazing.
Yeah,
the whole thing was amazing.
That hallway scene was so well done.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
whole
it
way
was.
through.
It really was. Yeah.
The hallway
I
scene was
agree.
crazy.
And I love how they recaptured, like when Lon Chaney was the Wolfman. You know, he was like sort of like a tortured soul individual. You really sympathize with him, and I love how they kind of paralleled that with Jack. You know what I mean? You sympathize with him, and then he turns into this ferocious, primal creature that just rips everybody apart.
So what I mean, I'm older than you guys, but so they used to be Abbott and Costello had an episode where Frankenstein and the Wolfman were on there, and all of the stuff from the 40s, the Wolfman would still human factor. They didn't start making the pointed ears and the more wolf-looking factor until way into like the 70s, I believe, and whatnot. So I completely appreciated that they went with the old school look of the Wolfman. You know what I'm saying? He's just a human and he has all this extra hair, but now, the arms are getting longer, he's getting stronger, and he has this ferocious appetite and whatnot, which I thought was dope. And I said from the beginning, like, the way that they were shooting this with that old look, that old black and white look, like Leo was talking about with the hair, and you see the numbers and all the little imperfections when he used to have to splice the tape and whatnot, just really sold the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like it really sold the whole thing. Like I gotta say this was an excellent movie. Now I will say this. I felt like some of the stuff was a little bit rushed. I felt like this movie probably could have been an hour and a half, and it would have given you everything that you need. But for an hour, I was not mad at all.
And I really liked what was it, Jack and Elsa Bloodstone on screen together. I thought they were feeding off each other pretty well back and forth. And then even like Man-Thing and him at the end when it turned into color and they're just having a conversation, like it was just funny. Like all of them, exactly. All of them interacting together was like really good. And then a couple other things to mention too, right? So they released when this is in the timeline, and it's actually they placed it after Thor: Love and Thunder, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah.
So it's actually is present day. Yeah, it's modern.
Yeah.
And then also, I forgot that Man-Thing's face was in Sakaar on a statue. When we actually saw the whole, Beta Ray Bill and all that, Man-Thing was there. So like, I'm curious if they're ever gonna like pay that off and say like, oh yeah, Man-Thing was in Sakaar for X amount of time and then he bounced out or some crap like that.
You gotta realize one thing. He also is the guardian of the nexus of all realities. So he's the guardian of he's the guardian of all that.
Yeah, I don't know much about Man-Thing to be honest.
He gets a lot of his powers from when he goes into the what is it called? I forgot, the Doctor Strange Academy. Yeah, that's what they make him. They make him in charge of the Nexus. So he's really, really fucking strong.
Okay.
I'm surprised they even captured him.
That melting thing he does looked quite cosmic.
It looked, it did. Yeah. And he could.
I love the fact that they use color for all like the tasers at the little points. They use the color for the tasers. They use colors for his eyes. They use colors
when the Bloodstone. He was
with Bloodstone.
using the
Yeah.
Bloodstone. Yeah, I agree.
That shit was sick. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
I liked the effects on the Bloodstone too. Like I'm glad they brought that in. That thing looks interesting. I'm curious to see what happens with that.
Yeah, see where else that pops up at.
I think the question I have was at the end. I was a little confused because again, I don't claim to be comic, not like have that much comic knowledge, but like I didn't know Werewolf by Night could transform back to human form. At least I don't know if that's comic accurate or not, or if that's just MCU interpretation. So like
The only reason why he turned was because of the Bloodstone.
I figured.
Yeah. So anytime, once he's away from the Bloodstone and Elsa had it, he was going to turn back.
He was going to turn back.
Yeah.
Until that
But he
full
still only
moon.
has 5 days to get to the fucking full moon, though.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it now.
He's
That
a
makes
werewolf.
sense.
He's not a wolf man or a man wolf.
Yeah,
He's
gotcha.
a werewolf.
Right.
He changes back and forth.
Also, but they
Gotcha.
kind of set it up and like showed us already that if we need him to change it to it doesn't need to be a full moon. We could just use the Bloodstone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The Bloodstone detects all evil.
Right.
That's why he couldn't pick it up.
Yeah.
So basically that means anything moving forward, if he wants to be Werewolf by Night, he's basically going to have to either be with Elsa or So they're setting up Midnight Suns.
Of
They
course.
just are. You can
Easy.
they just have to be.
That's
I don't know what variation of Midnight Suns they're going to go with, but
Well, we have to assume Blade's probably going to be involved, and now that now that they're finding a new director and going through a script rewrite, I'm assuming that they're going to get involved somehow. I mean, why not use these characters? Like, just make Blade collect the Midnight Suns and go fight Dracula. Just do
That
it.
makes sense.
Makes sense.
But we also got like about 7 other monsters on the wall. We got mermaids. Yes, we got mermaids. We got a demon named Krog. We got
Bigfoot.
reptiles. We got gremlins. We got a Wendigo, which is also
Yes, we
Bigfoot.
did.
Wendigo
We
was
got-
huge. They used a lot in the 80s.
Yeah, Windows.
Yeah. And then we got vampires, and we got of course Werewolf by Night and Man Thing. But
Wasn't
those-
wasn't Bigfoot on there? I feel like someone was saying that.
Yeah, that's
there
the
was a
Wendigo.
Bigfoot on.
Yeah.
Oh, that is the Wendigo.
Yeah,
Okay,
that-
okay, I didn't know.
He's just white.
do you guys think that they take these characters, because this is also what I was thinking, do you think that they kind of, you know how we split up basically the MCU right now into like there's cosmic and then there's like whatever earthbound threats, take it like that. Do you think that they
616,
just do you think that they just take this like and put this in its own realm with like the Doctor Strange stuff, like the mystical stuff?
Yeah,
and
we're
they
gonna
just
get-
say it's all
We're gonna have a
that-
monsters like
that's what I'm
space.
thinking. I'm thinking this has to be like Doctor Strange, Blade,
Right.
Agatha Harkness,
Mhm.
Right.
like all them have their own like
Exactly.
division
don't
of
forget-
stuff.
Most of the stuff is all still connected because a
Sure.
lot of these stones are cosmic in nature
Mhm,
and
mhm.
whatnot. So you can connect them at any time. Doctor Strange is important because Doctor Strange's story is actually the bridge between these things.
That's what I
So
was
when
thinking
you're dealing
too.
with the cosmos on one end and you're dealing with supernatural on the other end, the portals of Doctor Strange are the glue that attach this to this and whatnot. So I would not be surprised to see him in the middle of all of this nonsense.
That's what I was thinking too.
And I have to tie this into Wolverine some kind of way. That the white Wendigo that was on the wall. Guess who Wolverine fights in first appearance of Wolverine is a white Wendigo
White Wendigo, yeah.
Wendigo. Yeah.
in 181.
Hmm.
So
Also, Man Thing was a Thunderbolt too.
yes, he was.
I
didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Luke Cage, but issue number 144 when Luke Cage was the leader of the Thunderbolts at that time.
Damn,
Yeah.
dropping
So,
the
Man
Man
knowledge.
Thing, Ghost, all of them.
Mm.
Man Thing he's a all around character.
Yeah.
You gotta realize from 1971, this man is still going.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's
I mean,
kind of
every dope.
just about everybody.
I mean, everybody needs a Ted in their life. You know what I mean? Ted just drops in
You
and
need a
saves the
Ted,
day.
baby.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You need a Ted in your life. You know what I mean?
The Man Thing movie is going to be terrible, bro.
Nah, dude, it should be good. The Man Thing movie.
I
They
mean,
keep it to the comic book.
Maybe they'll do it like She-Hulk and call it just Ted.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. No, it's gonna be terrible in a good way because the one thing that they did was they gave Man Thing a lot of character and whatnot, and they showed that
Yeah.
off because I'm like, he shows up in the room and it's like terror, and then she's like, Ted, and he's like, huh? Hey, what's up with friends? Okay, no problem. So that just sets up like a lot of
And-
funny ass scenes.
And I'm
You
pretty
also
sure,
got
like,
you also.
what-
Oh, sorry.
was that practical? Like, I'm pretty sure that was practical effects,
Yeah.
right? Or there was a good amount of it, if not all of it, was practical.
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
looked
Yeah.
very practical.
Yeah.
Also, Bloodstone is from 2001. She's a fairly new character.
Yeah, she is.
Werewolf by Night is from 1972.
Yeah.
So it's like
I would love to see a show on Ulysses, man. He seemed like he was
ooh,
bad.
Oh, right.
Boy. Right?
yes.
Mhm.
Give me that. Don't give me a fucking show or give me a fucking origin story on Man Thing. I
That
want
would-
that.
I'd be cool with that.
I'd want to see it.
Yeah, I'd watch that for sure.
Not a Disney Plus show, a movie, hour and a half. Give it to
And
me.
guys, don't
Disney Plus show. I'll take
right. And guys, don't forget we're talking about vampires. You know, it might be Morbin time at some point soon. You know, get our boy.
Why you gotta mention that movie? We were having such a good fucking night.
Oh, we're not ready. We're not ready.
We're not ready. He wasn't ready.
Oh,
Only if Man Thing could take Morbius and just do that thing to his head.
Call it a day.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
Interesting.
God. All right. Well, I guess that's our take on Werewolf by Night. Everyone, thanks for coming by. Let us know what you think below. Like, comment, and subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Mancave101 Podcast. Link in the description below for the original trailer from Marvel Studios. With that being said, take care. From Aaron, myself, Wendell, Charles, Big Chase, Leo. We will see you guys soon. Give me my outro.
This is Thriller.
Nice.
Thriller.